Hi, I'm Natalie.
I'm Eric. I'm Matt, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Umpires Media today. Firstly, I'm just going to go over the company overview. Sports is one of the biggest businesses in the market in the world. These days, everyone wants to get the information as fast as possible. All over the world, people are watching different sports. These fans want to know the rules. In addition to the rules, fans want to know more about the sport. There is not an efficient way to get this information in a time-realistic manner. Baseball will be really our major target for Umpires Media. Firstly, it's played all over the world. It is also in the top 3 most popular sports games in the United States. With all of these possible clients, there will be really no limit to the popularity of this product. Next, I'm going to be talking about just some general information about Umpires Media. Firstly, it's based in Ontario, Canada. Some of the major sponsors that are affiliated with Umpires Media are the Yankees, Coca-Cola, and RFK Stadium. This app is going to be available through the Apple iTunes Store, and lastly, it's compatible for all tablet smartphones and will be available on all platforms shortly. So this will be very good, so we can cater to really every one of our customers. Next, I'm going to be talking about the overview. Umpires Media is focused on becoming the #1 provider of video-based sports rules and information. It will actually be available in every language, and in the future, Umpires Media will be worldwide. I really think that Umpires Media has unlimited potential and can be really a major product all over the world. There's also going to be obviously a variety of information going through this app. Key objective: Umpires Media is focused on being the #1 provider of video-based rules, sports explanation for every sport and every language worldwide. Some of our objectives and goals. Our mission is a complete dedication to the highest product standards, culminates in a highly scalable user experience in the sports market space. Our vision is to provide all sports fans with top-of-the-line information worldwide. Our revenue stream is the app sale. We're going to sell through the App Store and mobile devices, advertising sponsorship. We really think these 3 revenue streams will produce the most profit potentially. And our competitive position is top-of-the-line sports, information, real-time access. And this app is very special because there's no really app that does this and provides this sort of information. Next, finally, I'll be talking about objectives and goals. Our status. Umpires Media will be available on the iTunes Store. The app will be free for the basic version. You can upgrade to the Pro. Umpires Media for the maximum potential. Eventually, Umpires Media will be all over the world for every sports fan. The sky is the limit to where this app can go and how profitable it can possibly be.
Okay, next I'd like to talk about the situation analysis and the SWOT analysis. First, with some internal strengths with this product. #1 would be that there are a lot of sports out there, and all of those sports have lots of rules. Especially the major sports that people follow, there's a lot of ticky-tack rules like baseball, hockey, and stuff like that. There's a lot of little tiny rules that only happen once or twice in an entire season with all those games played. So as from a fan standpoint, it's very difficult to keep track of every single little tiny rule out there. So it's really nice to have this app because, I mean, if a rule happens like that and you witness it, you're not really sure what's going on, you can have it right there in your palm of your hand to just pull it up and figure out exactly what's going on so you can catch up and understand kind of what's happening. Also, it's very nice because it's accessible via smartphone. It's a big deal having just like right in your pocket, having the rule book there versus having to carry around a paper rule book for every single sport. Because a lot of the times you'll just be sitting on your couch flipping through multiple different games, and you got baseball, basketball, and hockey all going on right now. So it's pretty easy to just watch 3 different sports all at once. So I mean, having it right there in your smartphone, be able to pull it out and just go through any rule in any sport you want is a huge benefit for this app. Also, one of the big draws to this app is the fact that you have video footage of every single rule. just looking through playbooks or rule books on a sport on a little tiny rule is it can be very confusing at times, especially if you're not a huge fan of the sport and you just want to figure out what's going on. Just reading the rule on paper it's not necessarily going to help you understand. I know a lot of people are visual learners, so having that video right there to just watch and have them clearly explain and see what exactly is happening is it's a real benefit for most fans who just can't really have trouble understanding just a little ticky-tack rule that they're just reading on paper. And like I said, it's very easily accessible on the smartphone, which is nice because it really helps when you attend live games. So if you're at if you're at your child's game or you're at a major sporting event game and something happens and you're not sure what's going on, I mean, unless there's a referee sitting right around you, you're not going to necessarily understand what's happening. So it's really easy for you to just pull out your phone, look on the app, and figure out what's going on. Whereas if you don't have this app, you don't have it, you're going to just kind of sit there confused, waiting for someone around you to explain, which not necessarily will happen for you all the time. Also, another benefit is that no company or product is out there like this. We're the only product of this kind, and so I mean, right now we have no competitors. So I mean, I think that with the fact that we have no competitors and with the potential of this company, the sky really is the limit for our product, and I can see it going very far. Another big draw with the product is that there's no off season because we have so many sports involved with this. Like I said, you get baseball just starting up, hockey and basketball are just ending. You're gonna have football starting in the fall. Every sport they run through each other. So they say if we were just focused on baseball, there wouldn't be any app use during the winter because baseball wouldn't be going on, so you wouldn't have to use the app. But since we're targeting all sports, the app will always be in use and everyone will be able to use it at any time, which is really, really big for our company. Also, it will be available worldwide in all languages, which is a huge draw because like soccer or baseball, it's even bigger in Europe and across other countries than it is in the United States. So having that availability to all those European and other countries in all languages nonetheless is a huge draw for the product. And it really skyrockets the potential that this product can reach. And another thing is that it's just great for coaches and parents and fans. A lot of people start coaching at the youth level, and they just take over for their son's team, and they're not sure exactly what's happening. So it's really nice for an upcoming coach or fan or parent who's new to a game or new to the sport and doesn't really quite understand what's going on to just have the app right there when they're watching, and they can always just figure out what's going on at any time during the game. So, and it's also really helpful for umpires and referees who are just starting to, because you can always pull up any rule or app that you don't understand, and it's just right there in the palm of your hand. Some internal weaknesses of the company. As nice as the smartphone is, it also can be a hindrance. Not everyone has a smartphone, especially the older generations who haven't really come around to the technological advances yet. If you don't have the smartphone, you're obviously not going to be able to access the app, which is, it's obviously a bit of an inconvenience. But I think with the way smartphones are developing and how big they're becoming, I don't even know if that's necessarily going to be a big time weakness in the near future. Another thing is that it is not really going to be accessible if you don't have any cellular service. If you're out there and you're in the middle of a stadium and say you don't have any service with your company or with your wireless service, you're not going to be able to pull up the app and find out rules and watch the videos without that cellular service, which is a bit of a problem. But with the way that we're advancing in technology, it's really hard to find a place now where you can't get cellular service. So again, like I said before, I'm not even sure if this is necessarily going to be a weakness in the near future. Also, another thing that really is a weakness is that lots of fans know most of the major important rules in sports. So if you look at a majority of fans that are watching the sport, especially with the rules are pretty clear cut in some aspects, it's going to be easy for them to just kind of figure out what's going on. There will be some little plays here and there throughout a season or throughout a game that you aren't sure about, but for the most part, everyone's going to know the major rules. So it's going to be, it's not going to be used quite as often if you kind of know all the rules that are involved, or most of the rules. Now with some external opportunities and threats. Opportunities would be emerging companies. I think that, like Matt said, with the company going worldwide, I think it's very easy to have emerging companies come in with it, and you can really latch on and take this company as far as it can possibly go. And then also the fact that there are constantly changing rules happening. So a lot of sports are constantly going to be changing throughout the time. And I know for say like the NHL, I think it's every 2 years or 3 years, they go through an NHL rule change meeting. So like the commissioner and everyone sits down and they change rules and discuss what needs to be changed. And that happens with all sports. So the rules are constantly changing, and it's going to be helpful for this company, this product, because like I said, if the rules are constantly changing, the product can constantly evolve and develop. Just some threats. The one threat initial would be the potential of up and coming competitors. We are the only product and company of this kind, but like Matt said, with the potential of this product, I think we can go a long ways, and I think that can also draw in some competitors. People could possibly see how well we do and how successful this app and company can get, and it can draw people in to try to maybe create a better version or just a slightly altered version to take away from ours. So just with the launch and the initial success that our product can have could possibly bring in some upcoming competitors. And then another threat could possibly be just the fact that there's internet and other sources of finding these rules out. Like if you're sitting on your couch watching a game of some sort, it's easy to pull up the app, but also some people argue that it's easy to also just pull up the internet on their computer, on their phone, and just Google what the rule is or what's going on and try to figure it out that way. So, or they can even pull up the rule book if they have one or something like that. So there's obviously other sources out there where you can find these rules, but as far as our product goes, there's no product out there or nothing you can find on the internet that will give you a clearer understanding of each rule in every sport than what our product does.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about segmentation. So obviously for Umpires Media, there's a huge market that we have of potential customers. So we want to divide kind of the overall market into different segmentations based on the consumers' needs and wants. So for Umpires Media, we thought it would be most beneficial to our product to break the market into 5 different segment groups, and that is parents, players either starting a new sport or players in their respective sports, fans, coaches, and umpires and referees. So you might be asking why parents, and when you think of parents, this is a perfect product for them to buy and have on their phone for their kids and for themselves, because parents putting their children into new sports they've never played before, their kids want to just try something new, they have no idea about the sport and they have no idea how it works, so instead of them kind of sitting on the sidelines watching, having no idea what's going on in the game, this is a perfect app for them to pull up if something happens during the game, like pull up a call and see what that means, or like not when they're at the games and they're home, kind of brushing up on all of the rules and being able to engage with their kids and like give them tips and just knowing more about the sport itself. For players, I even know personally, playing field hockey, I played for like 10 years, and there's still rules that I'm unsure of that are just super old rules that rarely get used, but when they are in the game, you're just kind of like, what is this? So this is a perfect app for players just to brush up on old rules, or in this world of sports, like rules are always updating and new rules come about, so this is perfect for players to keep up to date with all the rules and just kind of learn as they go. For fans is such a huge audience, either watching pro sports, collegiate sports, like any kind of sports games with all of the different sports around the world. So this is such a great app for them while they're watching TV or even at a game, just to, while they're watching, if they're unsure of a call or they're just have never even heard of that call, to pull the app up, like see what that is, and just kind of get to know the sport that they love more. Or say, for example, you grew up in an area that you never watched hockey, to learn about a new sport and be able to engage and go out to with your friends and know the rules of the game and be able to understand what's going on in the game. For coaches, this is a perfect way for young coaches to learn every single rule in the game when they're teaching their team, and also old coaches because of the new rule changes, just so they can have a full knowledge of the game while they're in the game, but also teaching the players during practice. And for umpires and referees, this is crucial for them because they need to know all of the rules and everything that's going on in the game. So to have complete control of the game and not let the game get away from themselves. So I know that they all are certified and they go through training, but as rules get updated, this would be a perfect app just to look at a new rule change and see it live, and also have the explanation behind it, just to always keep updated with the new changing rules. And so taking segmentation into 5 groups a little bit further, for the product, we wanted to target and focus more directly on umpires, but also fans and parents, because umpires need to know all the rules at all times, and also fans and parents is such a wide target group that if we further break it down, we can really target that so many people through so many different sports. So for the market positioning, the marketing mix, the 4 Ps are product, place, promotion, and price. The price of the app is free. If you want to get the deluxe version, it's just a little bit of an upgrade just to have a further knowledge of the specific sport you need. The product obviously is Umpires Media, the app. The place that we want to target is parents and fans and umpires mostly. And the promotion is through any way we can make the target easily accessible and get the most number of people to hear about the app. So through the huge world of sports, you could easily use sports magazines, journals, newspapers, TV ads, anything that'll kind of reach the sport viewing market and just kind of make more people aware of the product. Okay, so in conclusion, this new and upcoming product can change the way people view sports, whether they're watching it on TV, playing it, after practice, before practice, during games. And it is very easily accessible and convenient, right on your phone. Just pull it up. You don't have to go through a whole introduction. Just search for a rule and it'll come up right away. And this product can be targeted at such a wide range of consumers, like we said before in our segmentation groups. Parents, players, fans, umpires and referees of any age in any sport worldwide can use this app. And the strengths and opportunities far outweigh the weaknesses and threats of this app because it's such a unique, one-of-a-kind new app. And with your help, the sky is the limit for this product. So from Umpires Media, we just wanted to thank you.